Hi, I'm Luca. For the past 3 years, I've been the lead software developer at Harrington Technologies, turning client problems into digital solutions with a decent paycheck and a boss who actually appreciated my work. Luca, the Henderson account looks fantastic. You've got a real talent for understanding what clients need before they even know it themselves. Just doing my job, sir. The team helped a lot with the back end. Always modest. That's why clients trust you. Keep this up, and we'll be talking about that promotion sooner than later. Life was good until Mr. Harrington's son decided Daddy's company needed his expertise. Victor rolled in with designer suits and zero experience, appointed as Director of Innovation, a position created just for him. Hey there, developers. I'm Victor Harrington, but you can call me Vic. I'll be overseeing all major projects from now on. During lunch that day, Elena from marketing slid into the seat across from me. So, what's your take on Junior Harrington? I shrugged. Too early to tell. Maybe he's actually good. Elena nearly choked on her salad. Oh, honey, you're in for a ride. This is his third company. The first two, several good people mysteriously became incompetent shortly after his arrival. You're kidding. My college roommate worked at Max Tech when he showed up. Within 3 months, half the development team was gone, replaced by his frat brothers. Over the next few weeks, Victor proved Elena right. He'd sit in on my meetings, then report concerns to his father. He'd ask for project details, only to present them as his own ideas in company emails. Great progress on the Westfield UI team. My suggestion to incorporate the sliding menu has really streamlined the user experience, Victor announced, staring directly at me, the person who actually designed that feature. Then came the Richardson project, our biggest client of the year. I'd been working on the proposal for weeks. Luca, I need you to completely rework the Richardson approach. Their CFO called me directly. They want something more innovative. But we've already established the parameters with their team. The deadline's in 3 days. Then I suggest you cancel your weekend plans. Victor smirked. I spent 72 hours rebuilding everything. Monday morning, I uploaded the files to our presentation server. 2 hours before the meeting, Victor cornered me. There's been a change of plans. I'll be handling the presentation solo. Dad thinks it's better if I take the lead on this one. When I checked the server one last time, I discovered all my files had been replaced. This wasn't my work anymore. I stormed into the presentation room just as Victor was wrapping up. The clients were nodding with approval, but what they saw on screen wasn't my design. It was a half-baked version with obvious flaws that would crash under any real traffic. And as you can see, we've optimized the backend to handle your entire customer database seamlessly. No, he hadn't. I had the real files on my backup drive, and I knew exactly what he'd done. After the clients left, I confronted Victor in the hallway. You replaced my files with an incomplete version. That system will crash within a week of implementation. Sounds like someone's jealous they got benched. Victor smiled, that perfect white-toothed grin. Maybe if you were better at your job, Dad would trust you with the big accounts. Mr. Harrington, we need to talk. I barged into his office 30 minutes later, flash drive in hand. Victor sabotaged the Richardson project. Here's my original work compared to what was presented. Mr. Harrington's face darkened as he looked at the screen. Serious accusations require serious evidence, Luca. Are you suggesting my son deliberately undermined a $1 million client? The timestamps don't lie. My files were replaced 2 hours before the meeting. Timestamps can be manipulated. Do you have any witnesses? Security footage? Of course I didn't. Victor was too careful. I think you're overworked, Luca. Perhaps the pressure of the Richardson project was too much. The next morning, I was called to a meeting with HR, Mr. Harrington, and Victor. We're terminating your employment, effective immediately, Mr. Harrington said, sliding a folder across the table. The Richardson code you developed is fundamentally flawed. Victor had to stay up all night fixing it. That's complete bull. Security will escort you to clear your desk. Your final paycheck includes 2 weeks severance. Victor didn't even try to hide his smirk as I walked out. 3 hours later, my phone buzzed with a text from Elena. Coffee at Murphy's? Now. Important. She wasn't alone when I arrived. A woman with sharp eyes and a sharper pantsuit sat beside her. This is Sarah. She worked at Future Tech before Victor got her fired. Let me guess, Sarah said. You were set up to fail on a major project. How did you? Because he did the same to me, and 5 others I know of. It's his pattern. Elena leaned forward. Victor isn't just an entitled brat. He's systematically removing anyone competent enough to expose him. He's done it at every company. Good thing I've been documenting everything since day one, I said, pulling out my phone. Screenshots, email backups, recordings of our conversations, all perfectly legal in this state. Sarah's eyes widened. You have actual evidence? Not enough to take to Mr. Harrington yet, but enough to start building a case. We're not going to Harrington, Elena said firmly. We're going to make Victor expose himself. I nodded, already formulating a plan. I've got a friend at Richardson who can help. Victor has no idea what's coming his way. 2 weeks after getting fired, I met Elena and Sarah at my apartment to finalize our plan. We'd spread documents across my kitchen table, employment records, project timelines, and financial reports. Look at this pattern, Sarah pointed at a spreadsheet. Every company Victor joined saw a drop in innovation, but a spike in consulting fees right after he arrived. Elena nodded. And each time the fired employees were working on projects that later appeared in Victor's portfolio. He's not just stealing credit, he's stealing entire concepts and monetizing them through shell companies. I connected my laptop to the TV screen, displaying Victor's LinkedIn connections. See these 3 consultants? They're registered to the same address as his condo. That's straight-up corporate espionage, Sarah whistled. But proving it, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This is Marcus from HR at Harrington. Can we meet privately? 3 hours later, we sat in a back booth at a diner 20 miles from Harrington Technologies. I've been tracking discrepancies in project handoffs, Marcus said, voice barely above a whisper. The Richardson project wasn't the first time files were altered, but I need concrete proof before approaching the board. Why risk your job for this? I asked. Marcus removed his glasses, rubbing his eyes. My sister was Victor's assistant at MaxTech. He threatened to ruin her career if she didn't falsify reports. She's still paying off therapy bills. We need something he can't wiggle out of, Elena said. Something recorded, documented, and witnessed. That's when it clicked. Fusion Analytics. What's that? Sarah asked. A startup I helped last year. They'd be perfect bait. Victor wouldn't be able to resist. The next day, I launched a fake website for a non-existent AI analytics tool, supposedly developed by Fusion. Elena made sure rumors about its revolutionary algorithm reached Victor through carefully planted comments at Harrington. Sarah posed as Fusion's talent scout, reaching out to Victor on LinkedIn about exclusive investment opportunities for connected individuals. He took the bait faster than we expected. So this algorithm? It can predict market trends with 92% accuracy? Victor leaned forward in his chair at our meeting, eyes gleaming with greed. That's right, I replied, now using my cover identity as Fusion's CTO. But we're selective about our investors. I have connections at Richardson. They'd pay millions for this. Richardson? I feigned surprise. Weren't they working with Harrington Technologies? Victor waved dismissively. That project's tanking. The developer they fired messed it up beyond repair. Sounds like a liability. We'd need assurances you can deliver these clients without similar complications. Victor smirked. I have ways of handling problems, like that developer. Planted evidence of code tampering, replaced his files. Classic misdirection. Nobody questioned it. Every word was being recorded by 3 different devices. And your father never suspected? Dad's clueless. Trust me completely. I've done this at every company. Find the talent, take their work, remove them. By the time anyone figures it out, I've already moved the assets offshore. Marcus, watching from the next table, nodded subtly. We had him. 1 week later, I walked into Mr. Harrington's office alongside Marcus. The board members sat around the conference table, faces grim. This better be important. I've got a company to run, Mr. Harrington grumbled. Trust me, it's about the future of your company. I placed a USB drive on the table. Everything you're about to see has been verified by your HR director and 3 independent sources. The presentation began with Victor's own words playing through the speakers, his confession about sabotaging my work on the Richardson project, followed by clips of him detailing how he'd done the same at previous companies. Mr. Harrington's face fell with each new revelation. By the time we showed the financial trails connecting Victor to shell companies profiting from stolen intellectual property, he looked 20 years older. Where is my son now? He asked quietly. In his office, preparing to sell your Richardson solution to their competitors, Marcus replied. The boardroom door burst open. Victor strutted in, confidence radiating until he saw me. What's this snake doing here? Dad, I told you he was... Shut up, Victor. Mr. Harrington stood slowly. We've heard the recordings. We've seen the evidence. Victor's face went from confusion to rage in seconds. Whatever he showed you is fake. He's obviously trying to... The shell company in the Caymans, was that fake too? Mr. Harrington slid documents across the table. Or the intellectual property you've been selling behind our backs. Your own words, Victor. We have them recorded. Those were taken out of context. This is entrapment. It's theft, fraud, and corporate espionage, one board member stated flatly. The police are already on their way. 6 months later, I sat in my new office at Phoenix Solutions, the company I'd built from the ashes of my career at Harrington. We just landed the Richardson account after their system, Victor's system, crashed spectacularly during their busiest season. Elena knocked on my door. The Richardson team loves the proposal. They're signing next week. Perfect. And Sarah's team? Already implementing phase 1. By the way, you have a visitor downstairs. Says it's urgent. In the lobby stood Victor, thinner, less polished, but still wearing that entitled expression. Luca, I need 5 minutes. That's 4 more than you deserve. Look, I messed up. I've lost everything, my reputation, my trust fund, even my freedom next month when sentencing happens. His voice cracked with practiced emotion. I just want to apologize. Maybe put in a good word with my father. He still respects you. I laughed. Apologize? You systematically destroyed careers for profit. You're only sorry you got caught. People change. I've learned my lesson. So have I. The lesson is that people like you never really change. I turned to the security guard. Please escort Mr. Harrington out. He's not welcome here. As he was led away, my phone buzzed with a text from Mr. Harrington. Contract signed. Your company is now our primary development partner. Thank you for saving what my son nearly destroyed. I watched through the window as Victor stood on the sidewalk, looking back at the building with his name that now housed my success. Justice doesn't always come through the courts. Sometimes it's built one honest deal at a time. Would you have accepted Victor's apology in the end? Or do you agree with Luca that toxic people never truly change? The damage was already done to multiple careers. Does someone deserve forgiveness just because they got caught and face consequences? If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about standing up to workplace bullies and toxic people. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you would have done in Luca's position.